whenever two lines are parallel, they need to have the same slope. Okay? If two lines are parallel, they need to have the same slope. If two lines are perpendicular, they need to have the opposite reciprocal slope. Alright? Now if none of this happen, then it's neither. Okay? Line 1 is y equal 8 over 3x plus 5. The slope for line 1 is 8 over 3. Alright, line 2, y equals negative 25 over 2 minus 8 over 3. The slope for line 2 is negative 8 over 3. 8 over 3 and negative 8 over 3 are not the same. So they are not parallel. Okay? Alright, next let's check for perpendicular. First of all, do we have a positive and a negative slope? Yes, we do. So we have a positive and a negative slope. Number 2, do we have a reciprocal? No, we don't. Alright? The reciprocal of 8 over 3 is 3 over 8. Okay? So they are not perpendicular, which means they're neither. Line 1, we have the slope of negative 3 over 4. Now we need to find the slope of line 2, in which we will use the slope formula. Alright? So the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So here's your x1, y1, x2, y2. Alright, y2 is negative 6 minus y1 is negative 9. That's 4 minus 8. Negative 6 plus 9, that would be 3. 4 minus 8 is a negative 4. Alright, so the slope of line 1 is negative 3 over 4. The slope of line 2 is also negative 3 over 4. They are the same, so they're parallel. Okay, line 1, we have a slope of negative 5 over 6. Line 2 is 6 over 5. Okay, obviously they are not the same, so they're not parallel. So let's check for perpendicular. Do we have a positive and a negative slope? So we need a positive and a negative slope. Yes, we do. Do we have reciprocal? Okay, and yes, we do. All right, the reciprocal of 5 over 6 is 6 over 5. So we have a perpendicular pairs of lines. All right, now also the way you check for perpendicular is if you multiply the two slopes together, it will give you a negative 1. All right, if the product of the two slopes equals to a negative 1, then they're perpendicular. All right, so the first thing is, let's look for the slope of this purple line by pick 2 points and use rise over run. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2. The slope of that is 3 over 2. Now let's talk about this green line. Pick 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So the slope of line 2 is negative 4 over 3. Alright. Obviously they're not parallel because they're not the same. Okay. Now let's check for perpendicular. Do we have a positive and a negative slope? Yes, we do. We have a positive and negative slope. Second, do we have a reciprocal? No, we don't. All right. Okay, a reciprocal of 3 over 2 is 2 over 3. Okay, so they're not perpendicular, so they're neither. Okay, I want the equation of a line that is parallel to y equal 9 over 2x minus 1 and passes through the point -2, -4. Okay? So to write the equation, we need two things. The first thing we need is x1 and y1. So that's your x1, that's your y1. The second thing we need is the slope. We are going to use a slope of this line, which is 9 over 2. Okay? All right. Since this question asks for a parallel line, we are going to use the same exact slope. Same slope for parallel lines, right? So first of all, we are using the point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Y minus y1 is -4. M is 9 over 2. X minus x1 is -2. Then we are going to solve for y. 2 minus is a plus, 2 minus is a plus. So y plus 4 equals 9 divided by 2 times x is 9 divided by 2x. 9 divided by 2 times 2, that will be 9. Then subtract 4 from both sides. So y equals 9 divided by 2x plus 5. So this is the line that is parallel to this line and passes through that point. Okay, so we want a line that is perpendicular to y equals 9 over 2x minus 1 and passes through this point. Again, we need x1, y1, and we need our m. So we are going to use that slope. Okay, so this time we need to do something with this slope because it's not parallel. So perpendicular, we have to, first of all, flip it around, reciprocal. Second of all, make it the opposite, all right? So we need a plus and a minus slope. So we already have a positive slope, then this one has to be a negative slope. Okay, so that's the slope that we are going to use. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Y minus -4 equals -2 over 9 x minus -2. So y plus 4 equals -2 over 9x. Okay, that's a plus. So -2 times 2, that'll be -4 divided by 9. And then you subtract 4 from both sides. So y equals -2 divided by 9x. All right, -4 over 9 subtract 4. Okay, so let's calculate that. So we have -4 divided by 9 minus 4 is the same thing as something divided by 9. Okay, something divided by 9 is 4. That something is 36. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Okay, all right. The reason I use 9 so I can make it into a common denominator. Okay, so -4 minus 36, that's -40 over 9. So that's the equation for the perpendicular line. We need a perpendicular line, so that's x1, that's y1. Our m, we are going to use that as the m. All right, so the first thing we have to do is make this into a fraction by put over 1. The reason we're doing that is so we can have a reciprocal of 4 over 1, which is 1 over 4. And the original slope is positive, so we need a negative. All right. So y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Y plus 1 equals negative 1 over 4x. That's a plus. Negative 1 over 4 times 4 is a negative 1. Then subtract 1 from both sides. So y equals negative 1 over 4 x minus 2. That is the equation of a line perpendicular to that line and passes through that point.